Yes, let me make sure the audio is good. Hello everyone, welcome to another one of our Facebook Live videos. James is away this week, so I'm back. I'm Ollie, so I do social media for ArtBeat. And so we have Studio Central across the way where you can make art. But today we are at Upbeat Artworks. So we're going to have a bit more of an online thing for anyone that can't come in person and make art. You can tell it's been a minute since I've done the intro. So since we have the opportunity to be in our gallery, we're going to show off one of the artists that has a few new pieces, a few new beautiful pieces. So I will flip the camera around and Kate will read the bio and we're going to enjoy the art before we get started. Here we go.
Holly Ernst was born in Winnipeg in 1988. She has a business administration diploma from Red River Community College and has worked as an auditor at the Canada Revenue Agency. She has also boxed and managed a boxing club. In the wake of a boxing injury, she says, "I found that art literally helped bring me back to my senses. It heightens my hearing, sight, and tactile perception. It integrates the flow of information between my head and my body and helps relax my defenses," which is easier said than done, she is. Holly describes herself as friendly and energetic with a good sense of humor. Art has been, at times, my main reason for living. I see it as play, not work. While Holly has been creative all her life, she began painting seriously just before joining ArtBeat. She is attracted to graffiti and other art that is accessible to all and community-minded on purpose. She uses acrylics, house paint, and oil-based markers and paper, and all types of hard surfaces, walls, furniture, and wood paneling. The interior parallel lines characteristic of many of her forms, originally a type of shading, eventually came to convey different emotions depending on the directions in which they are oriented. The deliberately childhood style of the lettering is approachable, a soft rebellion against convention that removes any suggestions of prettiness.
So these are the lovely new pieces we have in the gallery. Some nice big paintings. And they're very beautiful. And they're very eye-catching as well.
I admire Holly's work. It's always very original. Very, a lot of thought put into each of your artworks. And the three paintings are in the gallery display. We have inventory right there.
Right there.
Herbie is in the front, everyone can see it. And the woodpecker is in the center of the right here. I know that Studio Central makes folded heart-shaped cards, or not heart-shaped.
Yes. We've had a very Valentine's themed week. It is Valentine's Day today.
So I did very little preparation comparably to what I could do, but this is the painting that started that. All the lines, they're underlayered, so I don't want you to look at it closely, okay? I'll show it from a distance.
I mean, I think it looks really beautiful and cool,
because all the lines, they're not finished. So basically, this is it for brightening it afterwards. So basically, I do not call it a painting. I would call it an underlayer. So yes, I do have a cupid right here, which can be decorated. Or who?
That's a cool, creature.
But then we have two identical canvases here. So in the spirit of to work in partnership, which is not a Valentine's scene, but
it's a Valentine's scene. It's pears and cherries.
So the original thought was actually working with just pinks, whites, and reds.
Yes.
As Valentine's colors. Thinking about this technique, it's extremely hard to not add more colors.
Yes.
So I added some more. I added purple, different kinds of lavender, and purple, violet, and this one is majestic, very majestic color. And I do have the dragonfly glaze as well. I have the satin varnish, which can be used for branding as well. I do have different pinks. I have reds, but I also put in some yellows, different shades of reds and black. It's going to be hard without black. So I have black, white, and even brown for some.
So we can blend them and create different shades of everything.
Yeah, so this one is a quick something which can be made into something way more thoughtful than what you see here.
So I will take this one. So it starts with Kate's underpainting, then I'll add to it, and then Kate's gonna start the next one. So hopefully the combination of our art styles together will blend well and become a nice pair of paintings.
So the second thought, it was not the first thought, okay? The first one was colors. The second thought is actually coming to shapes, what I want to put on. Okay, hearts.
Yes.
Different kinds of hearts.
Yes.
We're working with lovers last Friday, so these are lovers, but different.
Yeah, kind of more
Different
the heart and the red
Valentine's
and the
lovers. So if you go and Google images that are Valentine's, you'll see all of them.
yes.
So I just show what
Some
I brought.
flowers.
Very standard. This.
Some bears. This one's for me.
You're out of this world Valentine.
Oh yeah, something less traditional, but still has the heart.
And the basic shape of Cupid that is
Oh,
the
this is
easiest for me
nice.
to draw.
That's really nice. Yeah. Good references to have. I was looking at this Cupid and going, thank goodness Kate drew it for me, because if I didn't have a reference, I would not be able to do that.
There is a reference even.
So we're a little. Are you gonna be using that, or should I? use
No,
that?
no, I can paint Cupid without that. I don't see
Okay.
perfectly, but I can.
Yeah.
I can do
It'll help me fill this in a little better.
pinks on Dragonfly Glaze just showing that they do not look complete to me, so I would definitely go with other lines around, and I do not leave it the way it is just because of my vision.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be your vision, but I just want to add something else to this one afterwards.
Yes.
And then pinks, if they're combined with many different colors, that's not finished too.
Oh, this is so fun.
I
this
just
one.
started the whole ton of rocks I didn't finish.
Yeah. Oh, that's a fun one.
And
I like
this
that.
is resin already, but you can work on top of resin a couple more
Oh,
things
that's cool. It's got a nice shimmer to it.
to make it a little tiny bit more original, or at least complete. I have a horse. I don't know. It's
Valentine's horse. It's got a little
Valentine's horse.
red and pink. It's all dressed
And
up.
I have this
Valentine's.
little card, which can be, we can finish James's job here and add a heart and
Yeah.
put it in the garden.
Yes.
Because I just left 3 rocks there, and I came back in like 5 minutes later.
I believe it. Yeah.
And I have a couple of Cupid rocks I gave to Studio Central, so expect for a bit more.
Yeah.
Brushes, everything's here. There's a pencil that was there from the last time when we used a pencil actually.
Yeah, we have
Doesn't
some
happen
nice,
so often.
precise paintbrushes.
Okay, there's paper just in case. Alright.
So I'm gonna start with some reds and some pinks.
Right, so my plan is to actually, there was a line there, so I will come back
Kate is gonna
and
go.
actually purchase a drink for myself because I feel like it's really hard for me
Yeah.
to.
It's hard to talk for an hour without having some. Speaking of which, I'll
I'm
probably
reaching the
get
same
mine
thing.
from there.
Okay, I'll grab this.
Oh yeah, I stole one from the package. The baby pink.
Alright, I pour a lot of pink. I want lots of pink, white, lavender. We got babies.
Spilling paint over. It's okay. I didn't spill anything yet.
So I can start with this three.
Okay, that's how I.
Sorry. Oh, this way. There we go. So yes, I do have different pinks, and I can combine. Basically, I can just pour out every pink and red I have here and work with them.
I'm gonna start with a simple palette and then we'll see where it takes me. It will. Yeah, I dressed in pink and red today to match the Valentine's theme.
I don't match the Valentine's theme. I just wear gray.
I don't wear a lot of color usually, but I like the Valentine's red, which is what our inspiration for this slide is. So, thought it would be appropriate. Although I did kind of get ready in a rush today. Because I woke up a little late, but since it was Valentine's, it was easy to pick up to wear. Because I only have like one pink.
I'm not even sure. Oh yeah, I have some pink sweater.
So if you need to go grab a drink.
Yeah, I'll start with some lines and I will let them dry.
That makes sense. Make use of your
And that might work out. Don't want to waste time drying.
Might as well use it as an opportunity.
Or maybe I stop talking and just wait. I probably need to go in.
Yeah. Not sure where to start, so I'm just starting by kind of mimicking the underpaint a little bit with some more pinks.
I'm picking different brushes and see what works for me today.
Mm-hmm.
With this canvas, it's different because I don't want to press too much, which I usually do when I paint.
Yeah.
And with this canvas, I cannot allow myself to do that, so I need to remind myself constantly that I need to.
Similar impression because it doesn't have the same backing. Because they're very thick canvases. That's why it looks really nice. Every year for Valentine's Day, I'm gonna do something fun. I'm doing something for Valentine's Day because I like Valentine's Day. But then I never planned anything, so we'll see what happens for Tuesday. Maybe I'll watch a movie. Valentine's Day movie.
My mom's cooking,
Really?
and she got some dinner going on in her head for now. But I would assume she started making things a little bit just since I left.
Yeah.
She went to the store to get chicken.
That's not bad. Maybe we could bake something too. Valentine's is all about sweets, right? That's what it's for. Love is not important. It's about the chocolate. Speaking of which, we do have some treats over at Senior Central, so if you come by in person, and they're not all gone, Valentine's treat. I think we're doing Valentine's cards today, which is kind of what we've been doing most of the week, but all just different techniques. So I think Wednesday was collaging. Tuesday was anything like sewing and more painting. Kind of a combination. I don't know where to start. I'm gonna start with the one thing I know I want, which is this little cupid. Okay. tricky at such a small scale. I don't feel like the people how Cupid somehow looks like it has the face of an adult. We'll just keep going. It's only a white dot right now.
I do not know how to paint children's faces too well. With the silhouette, it's easier, but when it comes to shading and everything, it has to be a big size. Otherwise, it doesn't really help to see it even.
Yeah, it's tricky. Let's see. I'm not going to paint it in reference though. I learned recently I realized recently just how different it is when I paint from a reference versus when I paint from my mind. I have a very hard time picturing things in my mind, and I think that affects my ability to paint from my mind.
It's everyone. If you didn't paint it many times, like I can paint horses, which I do quite often, and I add a little tiny bit at a time.
Yeah.
But it's never what I see.
Yeah.
It's less. I cannot add everything at once.
Yeah. So with a reference, you can see the details that you...
Even with the reference, if it's a small size, I cannot do what I see.
True. There's limitations. Depending on your scale, depending on your medium, depending on...
Sometimes it's just the medium limitation, or my hands cannot do as much as...
Yeah.
Where I see more imperfections and improves before it all gets in the way.
Yeah. I think a lot of artists deal with perfectionism, trying to get your pieces exactly how you picture them to be. I know I do for sure, and I've kind of learned to accept the imperfections of it. And some people will look at my work. I've been told that how are you? You don't think your work is? This sounds so weird, but people say your work seems very precise. It doesn't seem messy at all. I'm like, no, in my head, because I can see all of the things that aren't exactly how I would have done them, but learning to accept those challenges and those imperfections, even if other people don't see them as imperfections. It's a challenge.
My cupids are basic because I never painted them. So I just literally started yesterday.
Yeah.
Don't expect too much from me.
Yeah. Well, I'm building off of Kate's existing one, which makes it much easier. It's kind of like a clone, but I don't know why I chose white. I was thinking kind of like a statue sort of thing, but this is like a giant statue.
I don't know if it's in the way or anything. Can we actually say anything about this pillow?
No, we can see
it was here.
No, it's just in the middle of everything. It is in the middle of everything, but you can see everything else on the sides. This reminds me of, I went to an art gallery one time. Not in Winnipeg, some fancy art gallery in another city. And they had this whole setup of like a room that I guess was Baroque style, so it's like very dramatic and everything. And then it had these like little baby statues just like crawling up the walls, all over the ceiling. Interesting design choice, if you ask me. Kind of funny. So that's what I'm inspired. No, that's what I'm inspired by today. It's just on my mind. I've also seen some very beautiful, like, Cupid-esque sculptures or images of sculptures. Not all of them in person. Trying to capture the elegance of those.
There's nothing elegant in them. I don't know, they're just... I don't see any elegance. They look elegant as a part of something, but if to look at them, just at them, without anything else happening.
Well, I think that there's a bit of humor in the sense that it's just like a little baby with wings.
Yeah.
I just realized I've been using your water the whole time, even though I poured my cell phone.
That's okay. It's all pseudo-central water.
We can share.
So we can share that. And then we can move today.
Yeah. It's all pink and white anyways. I think it's just too wet. I have a habit of not letting things dry. I kind of paint on with instincts purely. So, but then I snap out of it as soon as I like use too much water and realize that it's too much. So yeah.
Okay. This is just a basic Cupid.
Oh, you did that very fast.
Well, what I would say that usually some people would actually try and make them look slimmer. And I don't know, I just didn't feel like it today, I guess. But I also shortened the body a little bit. It was longer, so it's what I got. So I'll just show you the shape I have here.
Yeah, that's looking really good. Yeah, you did that from your mind too.
Well, the main thing to remember is that this is a hand.
Yeah.
This is the second hand that actually holds the
bow or the string.
The string of the bow, yeah. And then the bow is not even for me because I never get it. I tried several times and again, I started just yesterday. I just had probably 5 different versions of. I put some on rocks that I brought to Studio Central to. So that's a very quick version of it. And then I could just work around it. But yeah, I guess I can go get a drink and let it dry a little bit. Okay, so I started with this. So basically all the lines, they should not be perfect right away. They move into perfection when I get closer to finishing it. but I start with just lines and I blend them, so I basically show the blending.
Mm-hmm.
But you see the edge of the line is rough and it can irritate, but it's the way people sometimes feel like they have to blend.
Yeah.
So it's might be a motivation, but not the best type of motivation.
Yeah. Depends on what style you're going for.
Yeah. So for myself, my preference was just lines overlapping and
I personally don't try to
without
do
blending.
like too perfect blending. I like when you can kind of see the colors in between or whatever. Add some complexity.
I always add lines on top because when I blend, they do not blend the way I like them.
Yeah.
So for myself, it would be an underlayer. That's why I don't usually paint something like this. I call it finished because I don't like how it looks like. Because it has to be perfect blending to actually make them look better, and I don't have this ability. So I can just do this here, or I could just make 2 spots rather than working with lines, or work each line really long. Long time. Or I could change medium and use ink instead of acrylic.
Yeah, to get, especially at this scale, to get those little tiny intricate details.
Well, some materials, I'm not sure if paint thinners work, but I never tried paint like myself. I do not work with any. I just work with pure paint just because it's easy.
Yeah.
So when you blend something with this, as an example, this is Duraclear, I can never get the result I want because it gets really, so the paint, like especially the llama paint, the layer is, you can see, like it's not even. It's really hard to do it inland, and then it spreads out, and then you see something like this, which is just this canvas see-through, which I don't like, so I would cover it because I don't like the result. That's why when I started painting, I was just using acrylic.
Yeah.
And the varnish would never do the job I want with this layer. Might be on the second layer, but not on the first one. It would look bad. So my solution to this would be just not think too much and leave it, and then when it dries, whatever I don't like, I would just...
Yeah, that's my favorite thing about acrylic paint is that you can always add more layers and hide stuff.
And it's not it's have to sometimes.
Yeah.
In one layer, it never works.
Yeah, I'm currently cleaning up some of my messiness with
Okay,
stuff.
I'll be back. What's up?
Everyone's stuck with me now. Yeah. Alright. Hold out the baby wipe. So hopefully you'll be a little cleaner now. Alright. Tidying up some of those details that I don't want to because this arm looks really short. And I think it's partially we want to do some foreshortening here. So you can see like the angle and everything. Try to bend this up. Like this straight. And then and one more time. Look at that. And look at I think the reason my baby little cupid looked far too full is because I put the nose too high. So often to draw younger people, a technique is to put the eyes lower and put like the nose and all the features lower as well, so there's kind of a bigger forehead. I'm not sure how much that relates to actual biology. There has to be some truth to it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Hide all of our mistakes. Extend this out a little bit short. We just have to go forward. Kate is back. That was very fast.
I'm running. Got it? Didn't choose easy road for today.
I was looking at Valentine's card this morning for inspiration in general for, making them for people. And I realized, like I said, I draw much better from a reference. I was looking at them and I was thinking, wow, how would I do this without a reference? Some of them are so elegant and intricate with lace and cupids and bows and ribbons. And that sort of thing. Stylize me a little bit. And I like that blush to everything, which is extra appropriate for Valentine's Day. Extra important on Valentine's Day is probably a little bit of blush.
Well, it looks cute.
You can't blush even on things that wouldn't blush. Cats. Even if they could blush, you wouldn't see it through their fur. But it looks cute on them. Drawing the little face on. I don't want it to look too sad. I don't want it to look too... I guess it can look happy. There's nothing wrong with it looking happy. What kind of a subtle expression? exactly why I like yours.
Thanks. Yeah, I usually, for some artists, they would prime the canvas before they start.
Mm-hmm.
I put the underlay. So I would put this and then I would on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of just painting it white, I'll go with all this.
Yes.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, because I think always different. Like, I don't normally prime my canvases, but I do underpainting so that, like, instead of just in a sense like that, the colors pop through. Now I have my little Cupid. Might come back to. I'll definitely come back to it later. But now I'm gonna have some wind in the background a little bit. I'm seeing this curve here kind of makes me think of a swan. I've got my inspiration. Although, if I can paint a swan is a whole other story.
I know you can. You did.
With a reference from my mind, we'll find out.
Oh, a swan.
Someone painted a swan, a very beautiful swan, actually for Valentine's Day in the studio the other day. So that's the image I'm trying to conjure in my mind, is these. I cannot open these paints. There we go.
Give them to me.
Shouldn't be so weak. Going to be able to open the paint. Okay. And of course, because I'm following the curve that is here, it's not going to be like a realistic swan. It's going to be like a kind of swoopy thing.
Yeah, it's hard to do it without remembering where everything is.
Yeah. With those simple moves, I think it already looks like a swan, I like to think. Someone can tell me if it doesn't, and then I'll rethink this. I'm gonna put some pink into it so we have that.
Should look like a flamingo, right?
Flamingo. Oh yeah. Pink swan. White flamingo. Valentine's Day.
So what did you have a swan? No, it doesn't. It looks like a very bad.
You just need to add the black on it. The black on the beak. Then it'll transform.
No, I don't feel like. I know there should be a way bigger curve
The swan
there.
is disappearing into the abyss. My swan has the most majestic neck you've ever seen. That's an S curve. Ooh, I like that. That looks like clouds with that texture.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that somewhere in here too. On the sky.
It's inspiration by someone else for me too, because I paint. I don't notice it at first, but then I remember someone did it. So it just literally my hands just do it because I saw it.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to actually have anything of my own there on this stage.
It's interesting because at this point, like, art is so diverse and vast that, like, everything is influenced by something else. Obviously, don't just copy and call it your own, but to create something that is inspiration, like, it's impossible to create without having some influence or credit where it's more intentional. This one might have scoliosis, but she's beautiful nonetheless.
It's better than mine.
Yours has an invisibility cloak. An interesting challenge painting not based off of, but on top of your work, and it inspires me in different ways because I like with the swan, I saw a shape and hey, I can turn that into a swan. I'm working with the paint, trying to work with the painting instead of against it. I don't know why I would paint against it. trying to blend in well with the background, but my ability to do such smooth curves is apparently non-existent. It's a fun challenge, though.
If not to focus on the line and do it at home,
Yeah.
I definitely would work differently.
Mm-hmm.
So I would take way more time with each of the lines, and I probably would, I don't know, paint it, like the first layer of paint, differently.
Yeah.
Or I would just work on each of the lines longer.
Yeah. We're on a somewhat limited timeline while we do these.
It's real.
It's definitely different than when you sit down with an endless like this time limit.
And working at home, each line takes longer. I can, take my time and just do this. It's like,
Yeah. I have a tendency when I paint, I will sit down and do it all in one sitting. That's just kind of my... Well, I'll come back to it later and kind of touch up things that I don't like. But for the most part, I do it in one sitting and I get into kind of a state of flow versus when I only have an hour to live. It's a little different.
like your ability suits way better for the live than mine.
You are very
I was
precise.
never...
Precise. Although I'm always impressed by how quickly, like, yours looks good immediately when you start painting. Like, you have the outline down and it's looking like a finished painting in my eyes.
I'd say it doesn't look good to me because of all the lines being, like, not super...
Not what you
not smooth and, like, just smoothen everything up. And I start adding little detail, and that's... And, I got used to work naturally on everything, so it might be helping at some points, but, like, right now it just looks like a mess to me.
Beauty is the eye of the beholder. Some green dimension. Blue, but I'm gonna mix it with the white, so it's nice, light, delicate green. Almost green. Someone seems to be singing in the hallway. Valentines. Maybe they're in love. Or in love with life. Just have to sing it up together. Who knows? went over the heart by accident. She's like, I don't know how I did that. It's not paying enough attention to me. Not to completely cover the image, like letting it shine through it, but I'm still changing the scene. Oh, Clint says hi.
Who?
Clint.
Clint. Hi, Clint.
Hello. Nice to see you here today. I'm trying to blend it with the painting underneath, but I have a bit of a heavy hand. So I just covered it. Oh no. One of the challenges with using a somewhat limited color palette is making sure you still keep that contrast and make the forms visible. I'm going back and re-adding some contrast. With the underneath, but I'm going to do darker.
I feel like I want blue. I brought that and I was like, was I using it? Oh, good. I'm taking purple, say blue. You felt this too?
Yeah.
You want something different?
Although I blended it in and it kind of just turned purple anyways. I'm really bad now. Well, I've redefined the dark parts. I'm going to redefine the light parts. So. Or back and forth. That's exactly what I want it to be. I don't know. Need to think of what to add next. It's getting there. Getting somewhere. Some kind of theme is appearing. Let's see. To blend this in a little more. Thinking of turning this yellow spot into kind of like sunshine rays coming out of the clouds. Can I do it without accidentally coloring it up? We'll find out. Yeah. Can always re-add that yellow a little bit more after. Let's well.
When you go to a second layer, it's going more enjoyable.
Yeah. You're not worried as much about filling in all those spots as you are about, adding some more detail and everything.
It might look like a lot of mess at first with this type of painting.
Mm-hmm. Abstract, I find this tricky because this isn't just directly abstract, but kind of knowing where to go and what point to stop or keep going, or I guess it's a lot of play in a sense, which is not as easy as it sounds, but is so important in art sometimes. Play can help you uncover so much about how you enjoy to do art, and also new ways to do it and what works best.
The main thing for me is working on my brushstroke, I guess.
Yeah.
And that part is extremely important.
Keep it around the time. Oh, it's 2 o'clock already.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
I've been so into this. I didn't even think to check it at the time. Well, I guess we'll sign off soon. We can drag ourselves away from our paintings. Guess we can share where we're at. Yeah. Trying to blend the colors that are already there, but I guess because they're not fresh like the new ones. Yeah. They don't. Just keep covering them up.
I'm just in the process of doing something I cannot please.
Okay, let's say bye. Okay. So this is where I've made it in my painting. It's coming along. I think they both go well together too, even. They're both kind of like abstract, dreamy.
So right now it's this.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, yours look
We'll
so
get to
good.
something.
I think yours ties this in perfectly because like the yellow goes well. It feels like a dreamy landscape.
And I'll add something in the center that would be.
Oh my goodness. Mine still needs work. You can still work on your. Oh, I love it.
I think about just painting the sides black.
Yeah, that might be easier. I haven't painted the sides. I haven't gone down the full side on mine. We'll see how this continues.
But this piece can just go like it can stay like this.
Oh yeah, unless we'll see.
We could just cover
Yeah, I really love the kind of like roundish shape here. It feels like on top of the clouds and then like a rainbow coming out. I'm a big fan. Okay, we will probably keep working on these and then we'll post a photo later or at some point showing where we come to. So have a good have a good day, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. There's lots of love in this community for you, so we hope you can feel it through our you can see it in our paintings as well. So have a good weekend.
Bye.
We will see everyone next week.